All right, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will be in the 147-pound division, where all of the excuses from the mainstream boxing media are starting to pour in. And you won't believe some of the things they're saying about Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fight all of the sudden when it is time not to give this man his just due. Let's talk about Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez and how Terence Crawford beat an old, broken down fighter in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fclaim. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that I've heard. I've been listening to the mainstream media, something I try my best not to do because they inevitably disappoint me. And this time, they did not disappoint. I have a very hard time believing that people like Paulie Malignaggi and people like Dan Rafael are saying the things that they're saying about Terence Crawford. I have a hard time believing that they believe the things that they're saying. And I still maintain that there is a campaign to ensure that the number one fighter in the world, the number one recognized fighter in the world, is not American and is not a Black American specifically. And that is the only logic that I can put behind what I've heard said since Terence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez. Now, before I get into the details of this, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for what you do. I really, really appreciate it. Now, I also want to tell everybody that is not a Black American that listens to this video, please have patience on this video. I know there's some things that I may say that you may not agree with, but that doesn't mean that they're not true and that that's not an experience that is really being lived by people. Last night, I listened to an interview by Andre Ward that really upset me the first time I heard Andre Ward talk. It was a little short snippet talking about how people had tried to bury Terence Crawford, how they tried to lie on Terence Crawford, say he wasn't a draw, say he wasn't this or that. And now all of these people have to be quiet because Terence Crawford had succeeded in beating Canelo Alvarez and being a three-time undisputed champ. When he first said that, because I try my best not to listen to the mainstream media, I thought to myself, okay, this is just another time when somebody in Terence Crawford's camp or Andre Ward are going to feel bad because people criticize Terence Crawford for legitimate things that Terence Crawford did or says. However, I put that up in a tweet. I took it down right away and I said, man, let me look at this. And I listened to Dan Rafael. I listened to Paulie Malignaggi. And then I was like, okay, I understand where they're coming from. Paulie Malignaggi, after this fight was over with Canelo Alvarez, all of a sudden, Paulie Malignaggi says that Canelo Alvarez was old. Canelo Alvarez hadn't fought anybody in 5 years. He was deplenished. He was this, he was that. And that's the real reason that Terence Crawford won that fight. It's not because Terence Crawford is a pound for pound best fighter in the world. And it's because something was deficient in Canelo that night. Also, heard from Dan Rafael, the same logic, the same running the same thing down. Canelo Alvarez just got done fighting Berlanga. He just got done, right? All these other people that Canelo fought that were not on the level of Terence Crawford. And the fact that he was fighting these guys over the last years just shows that he was really not who he was supposed to be. Let me tell you something. That's BS because you never did that with Canelo. When Canelo Alvarez beat an old Shane Mosley, it was Canelo Alvarez, Canelo Alvarez, Canelo Alvarez. When Canelo Alvarez beat an old Miguel Cotto, it wasn't Miguel Cotto's old, Miguel Cotto's old, Miguel Cotto's old. No, it was Canelo's the man. When Canelo beat an old Gennady Golovkin and underachieving Gennady Golovkin, it wasn't, oh, Gennady Golovkin's old. Gennady Golovkin really hasn't fought anybody. No, it was Canelo Alvarez is the man because he beat Gennady Golovkin. But miraculously, when it is Terence Crawford, and I will also say when it's somebody like Gervonta Davis or when it's somebody like Deontay Wilder, that's when the stories come out. When they do something you don't expect them to do, when they have a terrific performance, there's always these same guys trying to drag these guys down. And you can go all the way back to Floyd Mayweather Jr. You can go way further behind Floyd Mayweather Jr. You can see how they did it every time Floyd Mayweather Jr. had a big win. There's Larry Merchant trying to drag the weight, trying to drag it down. Well, we all know this wasn't really the fight that we wanted to see. When are you going to give us a fight that we want to see? Saying it all right there on the microphone. Instead of congratulating Floyd Mayweather Jr. for what he did and saying, man, what a terrific fight. It's always like, now that we got that out of the way, when are you going to fight the real fight? Right? No celebrations for Floyd. No celebrations for Terence Crawford. No celebration for Gervonta Davis. It's right to what are you going to do next? And what you just did really didn't prove anything. I can give you another example of that. And this is why I think Andre Ward is probably exceptionally sensitive to this issue, because it happened with Andre Ward too. The fight between Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev, one was supposed to be for pound number one. People don't like how the fight turned out. All of a sudden, the fight's not for pound number one. Andre Ward rematches him, knocks out Sergey Kovalev in the second fight, and he's still not number one pound for pound. You still have Teddy Atlas up there talking about how it's Lomachenko was pound for pound number one over Terence Crawford over over Terence Crawford over Andre Ward. And what happened to Vasily Lomachenko? Vasily Lomachenko lost several times after that. They want anybody to pan. If their guy doesn't pan out, they got somebody else to put right behind them. When Vasily Lomachenko had lost a fight to Teofimo Lopez. Boom, there is Monster Inoue to throw up at number one pound for pound. And trust me, if Monster Inoue loses, there's going to be somebody else that they're going to shove right in that position. It's not going to be somebody that's organic, somebody that just happens to be the best fighter in the world if they don't fit the demographics that these guys want to sell them to. And that is a big problem in boxing because they're always constantly underserving the black market and the African-American market, constantly underserving it, refusing to promote to it, using it as like a little hurdle. Maybe a guy gets a little bit of backing from that community, then they try to take him and make him commercial, right? And that's a big problem, man. But look, Terence Crawford is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. He's been the number one pound for pound fighter in the world for years. And it doesn't matter whether you like him or not. I don't have the greatest affinity towards the guy personally, but you can't deny his talent. You can't deny his skills. You can't deny his accomplishments. And you can't keep qualifying all of those things just to drag him down a little bit to make yourself look better and to get some brownie points with whoever the people are that are providing you access to fighters. Absolutely ridiculous out of Paulie Malignaggi. Absolutely ridiculous out of Dan Rayfield. And I certainly hope that that's who Andre Ward was referring to and not referring to people that have legitimate criticisms about what Terence Crawford did, because much of the comments that I focused towards Terence Crawford was designed to or intended to alleviate or shed light on the things that he was doing that caused them the problems that he has. You will always be treated like that as long as you are with people that are not supportive of you, that don't know how to support you. And when you combat against your own people and the people that are actually able to overcome some of those problems, you don't have those people and that skill set at your disposal because you're too busy fighting with it. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.